You want to take a walk down memory lane? Sure you do. This house, like, still gives me PTSDs. Like, look at all those knickknacks hanging on the wall. And this was pre-living, laughing, and loving, guys. This was before you put a sign in your kitchen that said kitchen and a sign that says gather. Like, I imagine there was probably like the 10 Commandments, maybe a copy of that poem where you're trying to run down Jesus for there being only one set of footprints, but he's trying to explain to you that you're lazy and he had to carry you. This carpet was so bad. Like, if you stood in the same place too long, right, your feet would stick. I almost had to throw my boat shoes away. It was that bad. That smoke detector, like, it never had a good day in its whole life. Like, anytime you think that you're having a bad day, imagine that smoke detector just screaming at the top of its tar-filled lungs like, hey, get out of here. I got a bad feeling about this house. There's way too much smoke in here. So on the day that I do the inspection, I can't like do any commentary because the seller is lurking around, right? But man, I wanted to. I could have done 2.5 hours in this joint. I wouldn't have been able to be understood. I had a respirator on, so everything I said would have sounded like this, but you get the idea. It was so bad. So, like 2 months after I do this, I go back to the house because, believe it or not, this thing didn't sell. Even in a market as hot as it was back at the beginning of like 2022, this thing wasn't selling. And I go back and it is just, this thing is 6-coated with Kills primer. I mean, there's oil-based primer everywhere. And as bad as that smell, because oil-based primer can be pretty stout, but as bad as that smell was, nothing could like prepare you for the smell that happened when we ran the heat and the cooling again. So they didn't clean the ducts, right? So you turn on the heat and you're heating up 1,000-year-old cigarette residue, and then you're pumping it into the house that is almost explosive with the amount of oil-based paint that they had in this thing. And to this day, like if I smell oil-based primer, I get a little queasy because of that. It's something about the mixture of the prehistoric cigarettes and that oil-based primer. Like, my mouth is watering right now talking about it. I actually have to quit. Anyway, it was just a stroll down memory lane. And then because I never got to comment on the video before, I just figured you guys might want to hear some stories about it. That's all.